Hello, darling. Hello. We are back, and this time
I'll
with no
return.
foolishness.
We
Woo.
are back. Oh, that's gonna cover it.
Look, I said now if I add somebody else to this live, I'm gonna have to see their picture. Like I'm gonna have to see them in the
Girl,
living room prior.
Lord, yeah, we have to check ID at the door now because that was
Right.
I
We
I'm not old enough for all of that,
right. Like that's something my cousin would watch, not me.
girl. I only got a glimpse, a real quick glimpse.
It was very quick. I just heard
It was
some
a
things.
lot of people, and I didn't, it was a lot.
I mean, and the thing is, hey, there's some people that are interested in that. Why not go to those pages, especially the ones that's like, poly love and all of that? Like, what would make this live
I
so
thought
great?
it was. I felt I saw Polly. So I was right.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Speculate, but I was like one, two, three, four.
It,
Oh,
it was some things going on, friend.
it was some stuff going on. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, this is the Lord's day, so we don't want to see that today. I don't
Right,
think I want to see it tomorrow either, though.
at all. Not at
At
all.
all. At all. Well, yeah, we gotta find a screening process because and they was waiting in queue for that little crazy tail cells. They
Right,
was waiting.
right.
It's our turn. It's time. So, are we ready?
Yeah, hold on just a second.
You must have a lot of lighting where you're sitting. Where you at your bar,
Mm-hmm.
your island.
Yes.
Okay. Cause yeah, I need lighting.
Yes, like I'm having some child.
Well, I tell you this. Let me tell you a thing or two real quick before we start. Have you checked out the score?
What score?
The
I don't.
Queen Charlotte score. Child been playing it for days. It's on in the background. Hopefully we won't get kicked out. Is this one of them things we're gonna get kicked out and frozen and all this
What's in
carrying
the
on?
background of what?
I'm playing it in the
Oh
background.
no, I can't hear that.
Okay, but did you notice the score when you were watching?
I did, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute. It's
I
giving."
love what they did with that.
Mhm.
Love how they took our genre of R&B and hip hop.
Well, did you know that they did that on Bridgerton?
I didn't catch it.
Yes, it was there.
I did not catch it. When I Googled, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait, is that Halo?
Mm-hmm.
Googled it and it tells me about the score. And then I saw that they did it on Bridgerton. I missed that. I never noticed that at all. So now I have to go back and listen to both seasons' scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot believe I missed that. That's a ginormous detail.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. It's really good. And
Hmm.
so, as I was saying before we got into,
Before
if you
savagely interrupted,
if
savagely.
if
Let me ask you a real quick question about this interruption, because now I
I,
gotta know.
I
Was
don't
that live or was that somebody showing us a video of something?
I don't want to talk
Because
about it.
I don't know how this StreamYard situation works. I don't know what just happened.
I don't want to talk about it.
That is just was they showing us a video or was that some real
We done with that.
oh
Shirley, look, okay. So real quick, if you are following,
you can't even get it out your head because you just can't.
if you are, if you are following on shit. If you are following on YouTube, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe to YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you are on Facebook, please make sure you are liking, sharing, and following. Um, Thank you, Shirley, for becoming a new subscriber on YouTube. And what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else. I don't remember. I just lost my train of thought. And also, if you have been following me on TikTok, I had to create a backup page, Miss Oso Pretty One. So that is Miss Oso Pretty as usual, one. The number one. That's it. Yeah. So Miss Oso Pretty One is the new TikTok page I will be using somehow, some way, and for some reason I was not able to access all of my features on my original TikTok. So I created a backup page, and you are welcome to send a super sticker or a super chat on YouTube. Okay. So Miss Oso Pretty One is my new TikTok. So if you are following on TikTok, that is the new page. Um, yeah, that that part. So tonight we are going to be discussing Queen Charlotte. So Queen Charlotte is a spinoff of Bridgerton. So if you have seen the Bridgerton series, it is a great series. It's a great series. And this is, talking about the royal class in London. So if you haven't watched Bridgerton, you should definitely go ahead and check out Bridgerton. Um, I don't know if necessarily you want to start watching Queen Charlotte. If you haven't watched Bridgerton, I don't know. What do you think, Felicia?
I think they could do either or. Now that I've watched both seasons of Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte, I think they could do either or. I personally would advise them to. I like the whole backstory thing and catching
I do
up.
too.
So, it was more exciting for me that way. But they could do either or.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was more exciting that way too, because then you get to delve into the characters, like, what had them be this way and stuff
Yes,
like that. So I
yes,
think that if you watch Queen Charlotte, it's great, but you don't know the so much of the backstory. There's so much history in that.
right.
But it could really be watched in either direction.
It could, it
But
could. It's not going to have that,
connect.
because the series, Bridgerton, the series. I don't know about you, but I had so many unanswered questions when it ended, and Queen Charlotte kind of brought all those questions together. So I kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, it definitely could be. It could be either or.
Yeah. But I think I like the way that they've done it, because I feel like if I watch Queen Charlotte, I'm not gonna want to go back and start watching the Bridgerton series when I've already started it. It's kind of like, I mean, I will if I
Really?
have to, but because there's probably going to be another Queen Charlotte, I mean, that
Oh
may or may not.
God, please let it be another Queen Charlotte.
I hope so. So it's like, like I wouldn't want to get too deep into that where
Mm,
where I forget all about Bridgerton, because
mm-hmm.
like the lady that was sitting down, I forget her name, but we'll get into that. But she was the one that had a lot of kids also, and the queen was talking to her like, like if somebody didn't know that Bridgerton backstory, they would be wondering what the hell they talking about.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Let there be light.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
So let me go get my other phone real quick.
That's a lot of light, Lord. I hope
Yeah.
it ain't showing all my gidgets and gadgets and widgets and weaves and laces and pimples and such. Well, I can't tell if there's anyone on the live. If there is, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. For those of us like myself who mothers aren't here, I'm sending you love and light and hugs. And I know how hard this day can be. Um, Hope you all enjoyed your day, celebrating the ones you love near and far. I worked today. I worked this morning, but it was nice to be around my little ladies. I specialize in dementia. I like the little old ladies. Um, Being around them, they didn't know it was Mother's Day, but it was still nice to be around them. I'm talking to people. I hope there are people
You
here
can see
even.
the comments. I don't know what
I
you
can't
have.
see anything.
You
That's what I
should.
told you
You
earlier.
definitely should be able to.
a thing. I was hoping I was talking to the people, but I said
Um,
I'm going to talk nonetheless, and I wish them a happy Mother's Day. So, what do I need to do to see it? All mine says is you're in the show.
you should see your comments. Mine are on the right. I'm not sure. I
Or I
always
can't see
see
I
comments.
can't see a thing. Mine says you are in the show, and that is all I have. Yep. That's why I was asking for a little tutorial. Yep, I can't see a thing.
I don't know.
I can't see a thing. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I have mic, camera, chat, more comments. But if I look at the comments, I can't see you. I can't see your pretty face. I can't do both at the same time.
I don't know. I don't know, Fran. And
Right
happy Mother's
there.
Day to all the ladies.
Yes. Well, you know, there's that. Let me see if I do it that way. No? Okay. Well, there's that. I can't see comments.
I don't know why.
Yeah, only if I go to the actual comments where it says it. I can see it that way, but
Hmm.
it doesn't allow me to stream this to your audience. No, we ain't streaming our damn thing to my audience. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to do both.
I wonder why. It won't allow you to minimize and see the comments.
Let me try that. No, let me see. No, it doesn't. Don't you do that. Don't you go down there. No, it doesn't. Let me see. There's your avatar up there. No, it doesn't. I have you, me, little me,
What if you
and
turn it to the side?
oh, that ain't do it. Let's see. Let's see if
You
it's
know,
trying.
maybe the screen will rotate.
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
No. Nope.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
I, I
So
haven't
wait a minute. Hold
haven't
up.
the foggiest idea. I don't love that though. I don't love it at all. Yeah. Oh well. When all else fails, drink wine.
Yep. I know my turkey wings smell very good in this oven right now. I know that.
Mm. You cooked them.
I did.
Mm.
I did.
I went to my godmother's and there was a feast. A grand feast was had, as per our usual.
So I do believe they are coming out with a second season. So anywho, this series was actually created by what is it, Shonda Rhimes? This
Shonda
Shonda
is
played
woo
No Game.
girl.
Yep.
Listen, so I did not know Shonda was behind so much.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Scandal and all the other great things. Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
That I knew. I did not know about the one with Olivia Pope
Scandal.
scandal. I didn't know about
The other
what's
one
my
with Viola somebody.
Annalise, How to Get Away with
Whitney,
Murder.
How to Get
Girl,
Away with Murder. Yes.
I did not. Some of my favorite shows of the past 8 or 9 years she's behind, and I had no idea. That thing is something else with that pen. Okay,
She's sick.
she's not to be played with this pen of hers. I
Hmm.
didn't know. I had no idea. But this right here, this is so me. The whole Bridgerton, the whole Queen Charlotte thing. This is just so my energy. I am so happy to have this series. I hope it shall never end.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you,
I love it.
first of all, I want to say that the actresses and the actors are absolutely amazing. I mean, when
Amazing.
when I say I felt like I needed to be in that whole series right along with
Did you know that young Queen Charlotte, this was her first not young Queen Charlotte, young Lady Dan Lansbury, this was her first job.
yes. Well, this is her first acting job.
First acting job.
Yes,
Straight out of theater school. First,
yeah,
I
because
mean,
she actually was in a whole different direction.
whole
Like,
different
and I
direction.
get what it was right now, but it was something that really requires you to think a lot.
She did amazing. She did amazing. But like you said, I mean, I can't even understand how they found that perfect match for Queen Charlotte's character. That
Mhm.
young lady literally could be young Queen Charlotte, literally. I mean, the detail of her was impeccable. The mannerism, like you could actually see her young mannerism. Of course, you had to have watched Bridgerton, like you said. You could see it develop. It was already there.
Right, it was. And what I loved
Already there.
about it, so let's unpack this. So let's talk about that first episode.
Mm.
What did you take away from that? Like, I felt so many things because as women, we are always, in society, it's always been like we've been property, we belong to someone, we were used as pawns to navigate, wars or alliances and things of that nature.
Well, you know me being a feminist, it's a lot of triggering going on in here. There's a lot of triggering going on in here.
Hmm.
I actually, and you're my real life friend, so you see my real life theatrics in the flesh. I can be a character, especially with the men's. But it gave me some insight into how patriarchy developed and reared its ugly head as we see it today.
Hmm.
So being a feminist and a champion of women's rights and no, you be quiet, being that energy, I it made me a little calmer in a weird way, because it made me a little bit more sensitive to the plight of men. Shh, don't y'all repeat that. It made me a little bit more sensitive, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because it was forced on them too.
It really was to
It
marry,
was
to have children, to produce heirs, like all of that, to have a boy, you know.
it that to have kids in general. It
Yeah.
was a system that oppressed anyone who did not want to be involved in that system. If you did not want to be involved in that system, you were. I can imagine the men felt that way too. I remember in Bridgerton, Anthony or whatever his name was, Anthony. He wanted to love the woman up in the club. That woman,
Hmm.
but she wasn't a proper woman,
The
and
love
he
in this
couldn't.
club.
Right, love in the club. But like you said, it was forced on them too. So
Yeah.
it actually gave me a different insight into patriarchy as we know it today. And I can actually sympathize. Oh, that was hard for me to say. I can
Woo.
sympathize a little bit with the men's.
Mm-hmm.
I could sympathize with them because it was forced on them. Just listening to the pressure of the provision and making a name for themselves and carrying on your family name, but separating yourself as a man from your family and paving your own way. That had to be an enormous amount of pressure for the men too.
Yeah, definitely. And so, in this series, especially in episode one, Charlotte is forced to leave her home in Germany, her friends, whatever the situation is, forced to leave her home and then turn around, go to London. And basically, her eldest brother has made some type of treaty and pact for her to marry, um, you know,
Not only Mary, the King of England.
Yes,
Um,
Mary, the King of England.
she was not impressed by that at all. She knew it was the King of England, but I think why I identify with her character, even in the Bridgerton series, because that thing has feminism all over her.
Oh yeah.
It is just woo, it's all up in her. But again, that time was that time. That time was that time. She was not impressed that he was the King of England. Girlfriend ain't care nothing about it.
I mean, and that's just like, I mean, that could be, and if we think modern times, that could be any celebrity. I mean, how easy is it for you to be impressed by meeting a celebrity? Not really. Especially at our age. You know,
Right,
maybe at
right,
17 that might have been a big deal. Maybe.
right,
I never really was that type to just be like, oh my God, it's so and so. I've never really been that
right.
person. So, yeah, like, yeah, she wasn't impressed. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was just surprised to see that she wasn't for that period of time. If we were dealing with now, it would make more sense. But for that period of time, how she was still somewhat rebellious of it until the garden, and then she was like, because I was like, he fine, girl,
Mm-hmm.
he fine. And he was nice to her, and he was kind, and he was normal, and it calmed her. It calmed her a lot. But like you said, I could only imagine.
And that was a real quick marriage. I mean, people thought me and
Quick, quick.
Carmen's engagement was quick.
That was quick,
Baby,
quick.
that was what? And
I mean, in truth,
also, and also what I want to say is it was common back then to
very common.
not know your spouse until you were at the altar.
Had they not had that chance meeting in the garden, they would have not met until the altar, really.
Right. That would have been the time that they met. But it wasn't uncommon. And if
It
you
was
think
not
a lot
uncommon.
about these stories, even when we get into indentured servants, I can't say the S name, but
Right.
even when we get
Oh my
into
God, they blocked that too.
it, they may. But
Mm.
even with it came to that type of stuff, it was here's John, here's Mary, y'all married. Now work on producing kids.
Mm.
It is
Yes.
no different. Or
Yes.
even if you think in some cultures, Indian, African,
Still to this day.
to this day, and young brides, you know what I'm saying? So still to this day. So these issues that they're talking about in this series are like prevalent still now.
Yes. And as a society now, we're not knowing that these are issues until people speak up about them.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, my oldest brother that's living, is I think I've told you he's a Hare Krishna, and he has been for 30 plus years. And Hare Krishnaism is a Indian religion, so it is still to this day very prevalent in his religion, arranged marriages. And him being a priest, he's often having to marry off some young girl who's never met her husband, or
Mm-hmm.
and it's totally legal, it's totally consensual, and it's normal in that religion. So it, like you said, it's still happening very much so. And back then, like you spoke about the treaty, it wasn't necessarily about love. It was about duty to country. It was about power, land, titles.
Money,
You were
power,
lucky if love came. You were lucky, and
money,
in their case,
power, respect.
it's the key to life. you know in their case, they got super lucky,
They
and
did.
love found them. True
Mm-hmm.
love, they got super super lucky. But I could imagine how rare that was.
Which it was very, very
I
rare.
mean, the whole lady Danbury, that poor thing.
Yeah.
Because child, he was a sight to behold.
Baby, forget a sight to behold. He was a look, Lady Danbury. Where you meet? Where did you meet, Mister? So, like I said,
Well, she said he was a
we can't
she
get
was
in.
promised to him at 3.
listen, we can't get into too much about it because I'm only talking about episodes 1 and 2.
She spoke about it in one.
Yes, she did. And I was
Mhm.
like, ooh, baby. Cause ooh.
And
Mm,
that's a whole nother, and this is why I wanted to unpack this because I'm a social issue person. Um, there That's what I love about Shonda.
yeah.
And I don't know if I noticed that she does that before now. I don't think I ever picked up on it. Maybe I was having too much wine while I was watching these shows. But my cousin is like, oh, she always throws a little something in there about a current social issue. But that Queen Charlotte was layered with social issues that we're facing today. And the Lady Danbury issue is one of them.
I mean, when I saw that scene on it, I thought when she was with Lady Danbury's with her husband, I thought about the color purple and Mister.
Mister.
It was just like, oh my God, you know?
Well, let me tell you what I thought about it too, in addition to what you're saying. I frequent a lot of these hypergamy rooms and I do some mentoring and stuff like that to some young women. This is the part they're not thinking about when
Hmm.
they are, I'm gonna get a sugar daddy. I'm gonna get an old man to do this and to do that, and I'm gonna get so I don't have to do nothing and I can rest in my femininity, which is great to a certain extent. But there's a flip side to that thing. That sugar daddy gonna want some sugar.
And that ain't the sugar you gonna want to give them. you'll be like,
Because
you'll be like,
that's
woo.
and I don't think a lot of the young women are giving into account that whole situation. So lately, the last couple of weeks, I've been telling them like, yeah, you might want to watch Queen Charlotte
Yeah,
and see what's gonna happen to your sugar.
yeah.
You keep hooping and hollering about sugar daddies, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having a sugar dad. If that's your thing. That's your thing. But sugar daddies ain't just gonna keep running around giving you money without no sugar.
Not unless look, not unless they got some health ailment. Then look, then you might get lucky. But
You
outside,
might
and
get
and I would
lucky
consider if you call that lucky. You know what I'm saying?
if you call that lucky. And like I said, hey, I don't judge them when they come to me with their questions and stuff like that. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But understand there's a flip side to that, and how are you going to feel? I mean, I love how that character, um, displayed her feelings of it, the bath after and all of that,
Right.
um,
It was
and
like,
did you give the spoiler alert? So hopefully people are here that have watched 1 and 2. You've already let them know that
yeah,
we're discussing it. Yeah.
I already let them know that I
Okay.
definitely
But
discussed.
I looked at it from a symbolic perspective. Who
What, being
wants
in
to
the
feel
bathtub?
all of that? Who wants to feel like that? That's where
It
they
has
waste no
to be a
time.
miserable existence, like in all honesty.
She
Uh,
even told her chambermaid, she was like, why didn't you warn me? Like, she wanted that bath ready
right.
so she could right in it and get him out of her and off of her. Like, who wants to feel like that? But like you said, that was a time where we were considered property and trophies. And I can
And
only
and
imagine what those women felt like.
And today, that type of thing, still exists. I mean, the more attractive you are to that possible significant other, maybe there's a feature on you that somebody likes. And if you are, it's basically like you being put on display. So I have
Yeah,
10 women here, and I'm looking at each one of them because I get to choose. I'm that
right.
person. I'm that man or that woman, whatever it is, and I get to choose who I think is going to have the best opportunity to render children, who's going to be able to have viable pregnancy. So they may not look at somebody that is overly obese or somebody that's
Mm-hmm.
really frail because they might be looking at them like, yeah, childbirth is going to kill them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do that. Or, so boom, we knock those people out. Okay, we're looking now at facial features, bone structure, height, all of those things, feet size, because they think that, women should have, small feet. They should be dainty. They're looking at their hands, So I might be gone from that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wear 9.5, 10. I'm 5'10". I might be looked at as, oh, she's way too big, way too tall.
Hmm.
And you might be way too short and way too curvy, you know.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely put me in that little juke joint club.
Mm.
They def they sending me there immediately.
Oh
Already.
my gosh, you are
Because
crazy. Not the
I
juke
can't
joint.
hide this under them petticoats and such. Yeah, they sending me right to that little brothel, whatever that thing was that woman that was dancing was in. Lord Jesus.
Uh.
What with that though, what I did like is even though I am I lead with my sexy. I've always been that way. It has nothing to do with what you think or what a man think, or it's not about attention from others. It's my actual persona and my personality. When it comes to Queen Charlotte, I love that that was a period of time where women, aside from who your father was or what land and titles you had, women were actually liked for their actual beauty,
Mhm.
or what they knew, or if they knew how to play piano, or whatever else. They did not allow us to do much.
Right.
They were liked for those things, whereas though now everything is so overly sexualized. And for women like myself who can't help the way that I'm shaped, yeah, and I had tummy tuck or whatever, but these is all my parts. I can't do anything about that. But I love the fact that in during that time you wore so many clothes, and they were beautiful. Girl, them
Mhm.
gowns. Did you what?
I want to wear one every day. I just need
I would
somebody
wear
to.
one
I
every day.
just need somebody to tie the damn thing up in the back. But that's about it. We good. I will put on the
Custom
petticoat.
made. I would put on all those
All of
petticoats.
it. All
I
of it.
would put on the bone things, corsets, and
The
I'm putting on
corsets.
all
Absolutely. Look, how many
10 layers
petticoats
of
do I need?
clothing.
So that's why when it came to my wedding gown, it was
Right.
so me because
Girl.
this is what I would do in real life.
That is who you are in real life. Because when I was trying to find my glasses, that dress assaulted me. It attacked me. It tried to tussle with me and had me on the floor. Carmen had to get it off me. So aggressive. And that was just the bottom of it. I'm sitting over there. I said, "Will you help me?" I was getting irritated. And Carmen was like, "That's just the bottom of it." What? I was being violated by the bottom half of your damn dress. That's how heavy that thing was. Could you imagine them people walking around in that street with all of that? Girl, you know
Yes,
damn well that dress was heavy. Girl, yeah.
but
You couldn't have put more petticoats and such. We would have had to carry on one of those little Cleopatra chariot things. Some little, those
yeah,
little things that carry.
and the thing is that, I had already explained that it was very massive. So that is
I
why.
loved every moment of it. That's what we do, girl. That's you
Absolutely.
could go on and wheel me in on one of those carts from Home Goods. The ones you put your big mirror on when you gotta get something big. Wheel me in on that.
Look,
Everybody's gonna be fine. We're gonna survive this.
look, I really wanted
We're
to come in. What was I thinking? I had something I was telling Jade that I was gonna come in on. Oh, I told her to find me a remote control. What was it? A remote control Bentley for the kid.
we we definitely needed to wheel you in on something for for sure, for sure.
Mm.
But I love that about that era. I think one of the favorite things about Queen Charlotte was the clothing. The wardrobe was just
The wardrobe was
absolutely
spectacular.
stunning. I mean, the attention to detail down to the what are the hats called again? It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Hats?
The hats we had on for the tea party.
This is about the wig.
No, all the little hats. Oh my God, you know the name of the little cute
The
hats?
fascinator.
Fascinators.
Friend.
Yeah. What's her name? Lady Featherston with the red
Featherton.
hair.
Featherton.
Featherton. She keeps a bad fascinator.
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, she keeps a bad one. So she's one of the best dressed to me. Now
Yeah.
she's Poppy. Now you know she gonna come out with a whole lime green situation on with some royal blue butterflies sewn onto that thing. I love every
Hmm.
moment. I'm here for her and
Yeah.
her loud, but she keeps a bad fascinator. But the attention to detail and the costumes were impeccable.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So now what did you think, like with regards to that first episode, what did you think when he didn't want to have sex when he didn't want to have sex with her that first night?
I'm gonna tell you, I thought the social justice warrior in me naturally thought it was a racial issue. You know, I thought
Mm,
that she was highlighting race and class and all of that during then. So nobody knew what the treaty was about, okay? I,
right,
I don't know about you, but I really didn't hear anybody talk about this treaty. So I'm thinking the treaty was to merge cultures, which later on we find out what that is, but we're not going to talk about that.
right.
Um, that's what I thought it was. So when he didn't want to bed her, as they say, he didn't want to bed her that night. I thought it was racial.
Mm,
You know, this is just a marriage to join two territories,
right.
two different races.
That's
And
what I
this is not what I'm doing. I got my little blonde at the house over here. That's what I thought was happening.
thought. Okay. So
What did you think?
for me, I thought that he was a virgin and he was
Oh,
scared. That was my thought.
that is the first time I've heard anybody say that. I'm in a lot of Bridgerton groups, and we talk about it all day because we have nothing else to do but
So
talk about Bridgerton.
you didn't add me to the group?
No, do you want to come in? I'll add you at once. I'll add you at once. But that's the first time I've heard that.
That's what I
Now,
thought.
listen, in my Bridgerton groups, right? We know we've watched the whole series, but we continue to make up our own scenarios because this is what we do. This is how we keep it in our minds forever, okay? So we love your theory. We're going to add you at once, and we need you to come and bring this theory. And it's going to be about 3,000 comments on this new theory because nobody said it. That's a good one, friend.
But
Huh?
that was what I thought. I said, "Oh," and then his acting, mad and upset. I was like, "Oh, that's just a front because he's scared. He's never had sex with
He
anybody."
got out of there fast. Didn't he
And,
get out of
see,
there?
and then the way he raised his voice and the way, I was just like, "Oh," because people love to project.
They love to project. They
And
do.
that could be the real issue, but he could make it be like it was something else. And
Yeah.
that'll fall right in line with, oh, I'm nervous about having sex. I can't tell her this. I'm gonna
Well
do it
played, friend. Well played.
because
I never thought about that.
I'm not a prince. I'm a grown ass man. I'm a king. And he was 22 when they got married. She
He's
was 17,
22.
which I'm glad there wasn't such a huge age difference.
I'm really glad they didn't do that.
Right. In real life, they were only 5 years apart.
Yeah.
So that is a that to me is beautiful because hell, he wasn't 50 and she was 17. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So the age
Oh
wise,
yeah. He wasn't old and creepy. I don't know if Shonda could have pulled that off if he was Lord Danbury ish. I don't
but I
think.
mean, but now granted, there are some good looking 50-year-olds. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just,
Yes.
it's just the fact that there wasn't such a huge age gap in that. And,
Yes.
in that union. And that was such a great thing.
Mhm.
But I really felt like, he was a virgin and, it was top secret,
Mhm.
nobody knew, or maybe his mama knew.
Yeah.
And his mama, that's a whole nother situation because,
Girl.
baby.
I like his mama.
I do too. but I didn't like how she approached Charlotte in the beginning. So I'm only going off of what I'm gathering between
Okay,
season
let me try to
one
remember.
and season two. So season one is where she told her
Oh,
what
the
kind of
dress.
gown she was gonna wear.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say about the dress. Yes, and you see how Charlotte did what she wanted to do. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this before I forget. I'm dying to ask someone. Do you think Shonda's mission was to? Because I got a little offended first, right? The feminist in me. Do you think their intention was to portray Charlotte as, you know how the world thinks of us as women, the I'm gonna do what I want to do, the black woman, or do you think that was that energy in her was innocent as far as how she was portraying it?
I think the energy for me, I feel like it was innocent.
Okay,
I don't think it was, you're not going to tell me what to do. I didn't get that, but I get that she stood on her principles. She stood on
okay,
the fact that I am an individual person, that I make my own choices, and regardless of what my title is, beyond my title, I'm still not a person that's going to be intimidated because you happen to be the king's mother.
mhm,
Now, I
mhm,
think if it would have been a gown that she liked, or it was an option to choose, she may have not felt the need to hold steadfast in what she wanted to do.
mhm,
No, I think that if the mother would have been like, well, I picked up, we have in our tradition, blah, 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 this is the gown that we have chosen. However, why don't you compare the two and see what you want to do type situation.
mhm,
Um,
mhm. Yeah, I looked at the other
and she didn't
characters
know
of
that.
color.
And she didn't know Charlotte.
She didn't know her from Adam, and I based that off of the other characters of color, and they're all similar. Lady Danbury is stoic and independent and quick wit. The seamstress is stoic and independent, entrepreneur, quick witted.
You can't
So I was
look,
one.
you can't get too far.
She's a regular character.
Oh, you're talking about from the Bridgerton itself.
Yes.
Yes.
Um.
Mhm.
So I was wondering if they were painting black women in a certain light. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, are you, not to say there's anything wrong with it. I love our energy as women. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with our energy at all. But I was wondering, was that her mission? Was
I
to
don't
paint us as the stoic, strong, independent type.
no, I don't think so.
You so
I
you
don't,
think it was innocent?
I think it was innocent. And I think that
I haven't decided yet.
and I think that regardless of the skin tone of the person, I think it still would have been written the way it was written. Because I'm not.
Do you know what eases me with that? The queen mom. What is she called? She was called something in that. She had a title.
Hmm.
I forget what it was. Is it the Princess Royal or something to that effect? Um,
Hmm.
she was powerful, and I loved every. I was there for it. So I think had she not had that particular energy of her character, I would have been a little like, is this shade? Because at first
Right.
I felt like this was shade. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What are you trying to, not to say there's anything wrong with it, but what are you trying to show out here, Shonda? But when I got introduced to the queen, his mom, the original queen or whatever she
Mhm.
was, I was like, oh, she's a force to be reckoned with because girlfriend was not.
So somebody was in the comments and they said that I think she was protecting her son and her position. Um, she had fought hard to make sure her son became king. And then someone else comments, and this is why I tell you this, because they said something else. They said, but the other sister from Bridgerton that didn't want to get married is strong-willed too.
The other sister.
In Bridgerton, I
I'm
know who
thinking.
she's talking about, but I can't think of it right
Oh, I
now.
know who she's
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. The dark hair. She
She's
was
talking about
very adamant about.
Louise.
Yeah, Louise. She was very adamant, and so that's why I say that her characters. She just wants to portray women that are not as passive.
You know what? That commenter has, I like her, that comment, because you know
Mhm.
what it's making me think now? I retract my statement. They should watch Bridgerton first then.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because I'm forgetting all of those people
Those
and
things.
how
Mhm.
powerful
Characters.
their characters are gonna layer Queen Charlotte's story, definitely.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
none of those people that she just mentioned, they don't even exist in Queen Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know, it's not many people of color in there, of course. So, you know, but they don't exist yet. You know, the young lady she's talking about,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
her mama's still a little girl
Mhm.
in here. That's a really good point. That's a really valid point. Maybe it wasn't necessarily shade, you know, maybe it wasn't necessarily shade. Maybe it was just, I love the his mom's energy. I totally see me kind of being, if
You
I had, if
you would
my
be
son
that
was a
type of
king,
mother. Absolutely.
I think I would. Maybe not as overbearing with the other woman to like address as trivial.
Right.
You know, I love seeing how Charlotte's style developed. I love seeing that that was already who she was. You know, the Bridgerton series, when she presented as queen, she was over the top. It was beautiful, but it was just like, wow,
And I
is
loved
that a?
it.
I did love it, but at first it was like, is that a bird in her hair?
I loved it. So she responded and said, Lady Whistledown is very independent and bold as well. Yeah, that's
She
another.
really is.
I
She
think
That's
that
another one.
I think
See, you
that
guys are making me think about this differently now. Like
Mhm.
this whole series, wow. I was only highlighting those three confident, powerful women. This whole series has a few
And then if you want to think about it, remember
powerful
last
women.
season with the two sisters.
No, wait. Last season with the two sisters.
The one the
Yeah.
diamond and her sister.
Wait a minute, Shonda, you're my friend again. Is this a feminist series?
And then remember how
Yes.
the older sister was very, very
She
vocal.
was
She was a force to be reckoned with.
she was definitely.
And then the
And little mama
sister,
wasn't nothing to play
I,
with either.
I was going to say, and the little sister found herself through the series.
She found herself, especially at the end. She found her own voice.
Hmm.
Okay, Shonda, we back. We back friends again. We back good girlfriends. Because I was like, you know, the feminist in me was like, child, I love this and everything, but what is you doing, baby? What is you doing? Okay, there are very powerful women in here, and I love the fact that, because this is what the world needs to see. The
Hmm.
world needs to see that we can be powerful yet feminine. Why does the world think it's a trade-off?
Right.
It's not a trade-off to own your person, to run a business, to be educated, to be, that doesn't make you less feminine.
And it doesn't make you less soft. It doesn't make you less ladylike. It doesn't
It
do
does
any of
not.
those things.
It does not at all, you know. So I love all of those angles. What I love the most about the series in general, Queen Charlotte series, because it's gonna be a second one, they said, it's I Bridgerton to me just did not have as many social issues as Queen Charlotte did. And I'm a huge fan of, let's talk about the issues. You
Hmm.
know, as a world, not as a country, as a world. Let's talk about racism and its problems. Let's talk about classism and its problems. Because those are the only ways we're all going to make this world a better place,
Right.
by
Right.
having these type of discussions. And this is what I love about pieces of work like this, because it it makes you think about it and talk about it in a peaceful way. It's not, you know, sometimes you try to have these conversations and everything's so supercharged.
Hmm.
You know, everybody's triggered and everybody's, you know, forcing their point. It kind of softens the blow. These are Some of these things are ugly parts of humanity,
Yeah.
but they were a part of our story as people. These were a part of our story, and they don't have to. We don't have to continue to write this story, but we do need to acknowledge that this is a part of our history as people, and unpack these things. So that's what I loved about Queen Charlotte. Um, it's not so much about the costumes and the glam. All of that is fun, but that thing was layered with so many social issues that
Mhm.
it brought up, and I really, really, really appreciate her talking about that. Even um, what everybody's talking about, Brimsley and the love affair. Like,
Yeah.
yes, come on, Shonda.
I was like,
Yes.
oh,
Did
okay.
she listen?
I caught it. Let me tell you, I caught the language when they were
She
standing
went for the
outside.
juggler, did she not?
When they were outside, and he was basically like, "Hey, we're gonna stand out here. We going inside."
She said, I didn't catch it.
I
Now that
caught
was
it.
a comment,
I caught
but
it.
you picked up on it right away. I didn't pick up on it until they was pushing each other and they was a little playful. And
Baby.
I was like, okay, what's happening
I
here?
was like, "Oh, this got deep." Mm.
I love her for it.
Yeah,
I love
because
her for it
and
because
not
right now,
and she didn't just touch on it. She
oh,
touched on it.
she touch all up over it. We're living in a space now, to me, and these are just my thoughts, that people are trying to hush. We're that want hush voices, back
Mhm.
to not wanting people to be themselves and not wanting to people to express themselves. Being a child of a lesbian, I'm very sensitive to that. Now, I am grateful that my mom felt like she couldn't be herself, because poor little me would not be here if she could, you know. But
Right.
my heart goes out to the women and men who could not love the way they wanted to love and who they wanted to love. So when I see things like that, I'm always sensitive to it. I don't know if I feel like I'm still want to save my mom. I don't know what that reason is, but I'm glad that she touched on it, because every time I turn on the internet, somebody want you to shut up about it. Somebody
Mhm.
want you to, you know, go back in a closet or whatever the foolishness, that they're bringing up about it. Let people have a right to live the way that they want to live. I think it's very unfortunate during those times that those two men could not love.
Right.
um Everybody in the groups that I'm gonna add you to, they are up in arms about the ending. I mean, people are crying.
Ooh,
We are
don't talk
having
about it.
pow
Don't talk
we
about
are
it.
having huh
Don't talk about it. I'm gonna be sad.
I mean, we are in an uproar about the whole thing, but it needed to be talked about. I'm glad it was talked about. I'm glad she touched on it. And I don't know. I don't know if people think that it didn't exist then. I don't know what the hell. I really didn't know there was so much black royalty.
Oh
I would
yeah.
love to hear more about that.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad that it's coming to the mainstream. I really am.
Black royalty.
Yeah. Like, these stories definitely need to be told, because it's
Mhm.
not just European. It really isn't. But then European
Right.
does consist of a lot of mixed heritage and blood as well.
Of
Um,
course.
and real quick, because I'm gonna get ready to have to go. I need to run an errand before I come back in, and I have these turkey wings that I am going to devour when I return. Um, so at least we know that he's not. He really was interested in her, but
Who's he?
I love the fact. Hold on, I'm tell you. I love the
Oh, you
fact.
can't go too far in that though.
Oh, I'm on the second. I'm on the second one. I love
Okay.
the fact that Charlotte stood her ground and went to George to see what the hell was going on.
Was that two?
That was two.
Okay.
She went there, and she was like, "What's up? Like, you moving to the house? I'm not gonna do this anymore." Because what happened when she came in the kitchen or when she came in the dining room to sit down and eat, he was at the end of the table, like, what, nothing going on. He was like,
Like,
hey, you ready to eat? She looking
but
like,
they be, but listen, husbands be doing that now, and and wives, husbands and wives be doing that now. Like, seriously?
like you've been gone for 5 days and you just came in the house and I bought her something to drink. What? Where did
He
you
was
do that at?
like, he was like, "Hello, Charlotte."
Right.
Like, hello, my butt.
Right. Like you
He
playing
did
with
that.
me, sir. You're not gonna play in my face. But I'm
Oh
glad that
no,
they,
no.
I'm glad they got that out the way because the people were asking questions.
She's something though, because I'm a sucker for 5 men. He was sitting at that table with them dressed blues. I'd have been like, "Hi,
And then the
hi."
way look, and then the way and what else I going to say? And then the way Lady Danbury came in and told Queen Mother, that's what I'm gonna call her. Listen, we got titles, but that don't mean nothing because my husband can't get in here. My husband can't do this. He's not invited to XYZ, and this needs to change. Like if we gonna sit up here and be y'all's props, then guess what? You gotta make it worth it.
You got to make it worth it.
You gotta wake
But
it.
how did you feel about him taking all the credit for everything?
Girl, the husband.
Yes, everything she did on
I
his
was like,
behalf?
I said, look, I was like this. Houseway.
Wait,
Look.
I was thinking to myself throughout history, because I love me some men's. I swear I do. But they swear to God they done built everything. We built this world, this and that. I would love to know how many women, how many wives from yesteryear was the one that sat back and say, "Babe, listen, what if you could pick up a device in the house and press some numbers, and on the other end it was your mama?"
Right.
House sway. But the whole time we thinking Thomas Edison and all these people. Just imagine how many things women, the mind of women, have created during those times that men have, because they were men. And do you remember the one little part when Queen Mom was being talked to by someone, and she said, God, what did she say? God, it was so funny. She said, I do not remember names. I'm a woman. that's that's when I knew I liked her right there.
I
That's
need,
when I
I
knew.
need to start using that line because one time I was somewhere and somebody was like, "Oh, you don't remember so so?" No, not really.
You know what I got out of that one line, and I literally love it. And it was for me. Stop arguing with them. Let them think they right.
Yeah,
Let them think whoever is they. Let them people think they're right. Let them believe whatever they make up in their head. Because the amount of stress and frustration that you're gonna get arguing back and forth, trying to prove a point, whether it be your husband, your wife, your fans, or whoever else. She shut it down so fast, and a light bulb went off in my head. She shut it down and was able to move on with the conversation, whatever was on her agenda next.
yeah,
Now we know daggone well she remembered names. She
of
was like, "I do
course,
not remember. I am a woman." I
of
said,
course.
"Oh, I'm saying it for the rest of my life. I am. That is my energy for the rest of my life. When somebody want to tussle with me and argue with me, I'm shutting it down.
Listen,
I'm gonna be okay.
I have to do that every now and then. I do
You're
because
gonna have to.
it's like you know what? All right, it's cool. But then when I do that, then people still get upset.
Yeah. All she did was let him think he was right. Sometimes you gotta let people think they're right. Because you know what he ended up doing? Arguing with himself.
Hmm.
He argued with himself. The rest of the all the everybody else hasn't seen it all maybe, but he argued with himself the whole rest of the series. I said, "Oh, she has the answers. That
That's
is the answer to womanhood right there.
that's the
Let
answer.
them think they're right."
If anybody would like to join the live, I did post the link. If anyone would like to join the live and add a little bit of their interpretation or how they felt about the series, you are welcome to do so. Let me go
Yeah, I
check.
would love to hear someone else's opinion.
Let me go check on these turkey wings real quick because baby they smell amazing. Oh my god! I wish you were here, Fee.
To eat those turkey wings.
Girl, yes.
You know what? If somebody in the comments could explain something to me, because I've watched the series twice, right? But there is one part I can't get in my head. When Queen Mother, or whoever she was, Queen Augusta, Princess Augusta, the king's mother, I didn't understand her lineage. I didn't. She when she was explaining the story, I didn't understand how it went. Like, was his father? Was she once the queen? Like, I don't get it. Like when if you're married to the king and you're the queen and the king dies, are you no longer the queen? Do you get bumped down? Like what happens? I didn't understand how that happened. Like was his father the king and then that made her the queen and then did the king die and then she got bumped down to princess and he became king? Like I didn't understand that part. That's the only part of the series that I don't understand, the lineage thing. If anybody
I think I
understood that part.
that in about 2 seconds.
You understood it?
I believe I did, but I'm going to look something up real quick before I.
Yeah, I just could not put that together in my head.
All I know is these turkey wings doing what they need to do. My
Let me
God.
see if anybody answered me.
Are you able to see the comments now?
Yeah, but I still have to click out of the thing.
Okay.
So somebody says, yes, you do get kicked out unless you have a legitimate male heir. Oh, so was the king his father or what? Like, was the king her father? Was the king his father? I just didn't, I don't know if they said it or they explained it. I just
So
can't.
let me explain real quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Which I thought that was correct, and it is correct. It is a dowager queen.
That's what they were calling her. Remember, I said they have a. So, what does that mean?
So basically, she is the surviving heir of a king. I mean, not heir, the surviving spouse of a king.
Dowager. That's what they were calling
Dowager.
her. All right. So his father was the king.
Correct.
He at
So,
one point had Queen
so
Charlotte's position.
right. So they may consider her to be like so Queen Elizabeth after the king died, she stayed in power as she was a queen dowager or a dowager queen. And that is the status held by a widow of a king.
Well, I think Queen Elizabeth is different because she was the actual
But
heir
she was
and he
different
wasn't.
because she was the act. Yes, correct. So in her situation, she was different because
She
she
wasn't the heir.
right.
Oh,
So
okay. So
she
his father was.
she was considered a reigning queen or queen regent.
I heard them say that too. Okay, so George's father was king, and
Yeah,
at some point, his mother was like Queen Charlotte. She was the queen,
correct.
and then the king dies.
Right.
So
Because of that lineage.
he became king, and she lost the queen position. She
But
stepped
she
down to
didn't
princess.
necessarily lose it, but she loses it. She becomes a dowager. But so it's and she's also and that also is queen mother as well. So queen mother is a real title. Like it's a real title. Like I wasn't BSing when I said queen mother.
Yeah, they used to call Queen Elizabeth's mother that, but I thought it was just like a endearing term.
Right, Mary Beverly. So that's what we were correcting. I corrected myself because she was the heir from her father. Now, for instance, what's her name? Camilla. She was, what was her name? Duchess of York, and,
Yeah.
and Fairy Weathers and Mary Weathers and Bushes and
Uh-huh.
Brambles. So her and King Charles are now married. They were married, but she didn't have that title of princess, blah blah blah, like Diana. So now they're married. For instance, say if something happens to King Charles and he dies, she becomes the dowager queen because she didn't come through royal lineage. She came through regular common folk, the common folk. So she becomes queen mother or the dowager.
Okay, now I understand. And that was the urgency that Charlotte felt.
Right.
Oh, because I just could not understand, like, why is everybody so uptight? I could not understand what the uptightness was about. When you even said earlier, she wants to make sure her son has his rightful position. I'm like, well, how can he not if he's the king? But okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if he never had an heir, their whole family thing would have stopped right there.
Right. And that's what she was saying to them, like, hey, this is what we need to do.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, I did not understand that part, and I feel like typing it in my group. So there's that.
Yeah. And then, as Patricia said, Patricia Montrose said the queen consort, which is what Camilla is. She's the queen consort.
So can she ever be a real queen?
I don't think so.
Queen consort. Okay.
I
Got
don't
it.
I don't think so. Patricia, do you know the answer to that?
Okay. So George's father dies because I remember them saying that the Dowager Queen bumps down to princess because they kept calling her princess. She
No,
dumps. I
no.
thought they called her Princess Augusta. I thought
She
they.
may have been. That may have been who she was before she became queen. You get
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Before, got it. So before she was even queen, she probably was already a princess.
Right. So
During
she
that
may have
that
been princess in, princess of
Spain or
Siberia.
wherever.
She
I
may have been
understand now.
princess of Siberia.
Yeah, she already came from some other royal.
Okay, so somebody said no, Camilla cannot. That's what I thought. William would then become king.
Right. So of course, yeah, I knew that part. But she's just never gonna have the title of queen. Period. Even like right now, they're not gonna be like Queen Camilla. They're gonna be like Queen Consort.
Woo, it's too much. Just
That's
call
a
her
lot.
child.
Yeah. Just call me. I'll be like, just call me Camilla.
Just Camilla. So the
Okay. So
one
that is,
story
I understand that a little better now. Yeah,
did
I was struggling with that.
did Megan and Harry come to the little situation?
I didn't see them.
I didn't see any pictures of them, so I was like, wait.
I don't think I they had to be there because the media isn't all, how they throw yeast on everything. They aren't making a huge fuss about it. I am wondering if they're gonna move back at this point.
Hmm.
I mean, what he supposed to do? Just like you're a whole member of the royal family, you just can't stay gone forever.
I mean, he can if he wants to.
He acting like his great great uncle Philip or whatever.
So I have a question because let's see, only female that okay. Angela says only female that could be the next queen today if Philip's daughter after her brother Harry is so far down the line. Only Harry. Angela, wait, Angela, can you redo that? They said no. Megan did not attend due to Archie's birthday, so that Megan didn't come.
But Harry came.
Harry came, but okay, right. It would go down through William's family, and Harry knows he would never be a king. Okay, so I have a question. I have a question because I'm not sure of this. I haven't done my research. If I had, I wouldn't be asking y'all. And I'm not going to do my research. I'm going to tell you right now. So, what I'm trying to understand, because Charles had Harry and William, so why would it be only one of them that could possibly become king in the death in case of death? Why would only one of them be? Why would it be William and not Harry? And this is just
Because William is, I know that answer.
okay.
William is the William is the oldest son. So it will go from William, if something tragic was to happen to William, it
Okay.
will go to what's his name? What's the oldest William's son? If something tragic were to happen to William's son, it will go to William's daughter. Then Harry.
Ooh, shit. That's a lot of
Harry
stuff.
is actually not
Okay,
that
it's only
far
because
down
he's
the
the
line of
eldest.
succession.
Hmm.
Not that far down the line of succession. He's three down.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But see, I was just wondering, like, why it's set up like that. Because in my mind, just because you were born first, I could see you getting the title. I get it. But if something were to happen to you, why can't I get the title? Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
it goes to his kids first. So
I
the
don't like.
only thing that would bump Harry further down is if girlfriend pop out a few more babies.
Whew.
Because it has to go through all of those kids first. Just like in the case of Charlotte, because I went down a rabbit hole after I watched the whole series. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole on it. That's how the line that's in place now would have never been the original line. They had no heirs, so it skipped a couple of sons. After a couple sons went off and did this and did that, Queen Victoria was like the eighth or ninth son of Charlotte's daughter.
Mm,
So the line that exists now today is from Queen Victoria. She was never originally in the line of succession. She was so far down that she should have never become queen. But like this story is depicted on a lot of little true nuances. Charlotte and George's heirs, weren't producing children. They
mm,
never really had a lot of children.
right.
So it went from George to then the next brother, then the next brother. He ain't had no kids, and the next brother, and maybe his kid died of polio. Then
Right.
this brother and this brother. So it got all the way down, and I think Queen Victoria's father's name was Philip or
Yeah.
something like that. Something happened to him, and then it went to her, and
Mm.
her offspring are the people we know today.
Yeah, and like for real, I would be in my feelings though.
I would be
If
mad as hell.
I be mad when I say I
Well,
be
that's
mad,
why
like
they
for
was
real.
bumping each other off and killing each other. And
Look, somebody look. I was watching The Handmaid's Tale. You know I love it.
oh, I
Guys,
keep hearing about that. I haven't watched that yet.
oh goodness, I keep watching it. Every time I say I'm gonna stop tonight, I'm not gonna watch another episode. I'm back to watching another
Oh, you
episode.
gonna make me start it tonight?
Whew, it's good. It's good.
Is it like this?
No. So the Handmaid's Tale, back to my whole situation about this lineage and getting the king, I mean becoming king and queen. Real quick,
I'm
I'm
listening.
gonna
Go
talk about
ahead.
that, but I just need to end this. I'd be pissed because I'd be pissed. All right, moving on. Okay. So for Handmaid's Tale, I'm on season 4 now, like episode 3 or 4. And but I think you will like it because it speaks to determination.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks to the determination of women,
Ooh.
and I think you will. I think you actually will enjoy this. But I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you, it is emotional. You will really, you may have some real strong feelings about quite a few things.
Strong.
Strong, just yeah.
Yeah,
Like
my cousin watches it, and she's been tough. She's been telling me about it for I think it's been about 2 years now.
it's been out for a while. They're getting ready to carry get to season 6. This is gonna be their last
Wow,
season,
why am
season
I
6.
always the last to watch seasons of
And there are
stuff?
several episodes in each season, and they're about an hour long. Um,
Okay.
I want to get the books and read them
Wow.
because they're it's just that good. Um,
Maybe I'll start that tonight. It's called A Handmaid Story.
Handmaid's Tale. It's on Hulu.
Okay. I don't see. I don't have Hulu. I
Girl,
don't have all that stuff.
get your little the I did the little free subscription and then I paid like
Mm-hmm.
$6 a month until I'm finished.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have other stuff on there. Snowfall is on there. They have the new Dear Mama is the story about Tupac.
Mm.
Um, but yes, Sierra said Handmaid's Tale is deep because a lot of women have fertility issues today. When I tell you it's really, really, really good.
Is that if that's what it's about? Yeah, I don't want to watch that. You know,
No,
I have real bad
it's
fertility.
not
Oh
about
yeah.
that. It's not about
Uh-uh.
that. What it's about, so a handmaid in this particular series, this a handmaid is a surrogate,
Right. Okay. Oh.
but it's deep. I mean, when I say it's deep, it's deep. And on top of that, so basically, and I think you should watch it, even though it does have fertility issues or whatever. You know, I've suffered from fertility issues or whatever, but I still enjoy the show because that's not all it's about. But what it is based on is a new world order, if you will, and it's the United States. And basically, the government has run amok. These people are put in these positions and they act like they control or they do control everything around them. So they have these women that are handmaids that basically live with a couple, and their only sole job is to populate the earth. So this couple, it may be male centered fertility, infertility, it may be women centered fertility, infertility, all of that. It could be one or the other, vice versa, both of them, who knows. And so the handmaid is used to procreate, to bear them
So
children.
so it's freaky deaky.
It's not freaky deaky, not like that. It's more it's more robotic and automatic. There's no
Hmm.
emotion put into the conception of this child. It's literally,
Hmm.
you're here to be exactly what you are, a vessel for me to have a child. That's it. You have no other, we don't need you for anything else.
So
And
is the husband hunching the handmaid?
correct.
I don't want it.
I think you should watch it, friend. Watch it.
I'll give it one episode.
Give it about four.
You done said fertility. You done said hunching husbands. That's a lot to unpack.
Give it about four to five episodes. Now, after the fifth episode, you say, um, then you know at least you tried. But give it about five because the first one or two are, it's like, I don't know. But when I tell you, after I watched episode one, I wanted to watch episode two, I wanted to watch episode three, and it has like really, somebody just said it's great. Um, Reviews are top notch for a reason, and they're going into season six. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
if it
says a
wasn't
lot.
a good show, it wouldn't have been around that long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though they do cancel good shows, um,
Don't they?
earlier than that. But I will tell you this: now it's good, and I don't think that you would be disappointed. Um, and I mean, it really shows strength and courage, a mother's will. Man,
Mm. I
Angela
might try one tonight.
Angela Isaac said, "Watch The Mother on Netflix. We can talk about that." Yeah, I saw that. That's with Jennifer Lopez. That's out now.
I heard it's scary.
I love a good suspense horror, whatever. So,
Yeah, somebody else told me the mother was good.
yeah. So, but I think that let me know what you think. But like I said, give it at least 5 episodes, and then
Friend.
we. I'm serious, Felicia. It's good, and it talks about even if you feel like there's no way out, you are still willing to risk it all for the
Mm,
good of others. Girl,
mm,
I mean, really, it's giving big Leo energy. I promise you. You know,
mm.
if we mess up on something, oh, they said mother is not scary. She is an assassin.
Ooh, I like women assassins. That's my energy.
So when I look at her, I look at overcoming things that you were not supposed to overcome, that you were not supposed to live through.
Hmm.
You will, I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to try one.
Yep.
It's
So,
previewing right now. The Mother.
but
It's on my TV right
check
now.
out Handmaid's Tale. I
Yeah, I
think that
will. I will.
you will really enjoy that.
I will. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sad we didn't get to hear anybody else's opinion.
I
Maybe the next
know.
time.
Maybe the next time I think people be all scared. I don't know why
Mm.
you folks be scared to get on the live.
How many are on here? It's also Mother's Day too. People are probably doing their Mother's Day thing.
Yeah. You know,
Definitely.
people get scared. Look, I am not going to add anybody else unless they
I don't blame them people because, girl,
unless they have a picture of I will not be dealing with that.
right.
Yeah.
Well, friend, it was good talking to you.
Hmm. I've
I
been
will
on here
call you.
much longer than I said I was.
I will call you sometime tomorrow. I have to get to this post office. I got a whole pile of crap for you.
Oh, I gotta send you your daggone
Me,
gift.
me and post office don't get along. My girlfriend's birthday was in November, and that child, I suck.
Look,
I'm gonna mail. I'm
I
gonna
sent
mail everything this week. Yours, hers, my mother-in-law's stuff.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
do it.
it's gonna take about 3 weeks to get here. Do you know the wedding planner sent me a picture last week? Um, you watched the entire series of what, Mary? Do you know the wedding planner sent me a picture last week? Girl, she said, "Oh, you got one RSVP in the mail.
You know, I never got my invitation,
You'll get it in probably December."
and I wanted it because let me show you what I did real quick before you go. I wanted. I'm gonna show you your friends. I wanted it to put in my little trinket.
Well, why didn't
I
you
got.
tell me? I would have given you an invitation while you were there.
Well, I didn't know you had.
I had,
Ooh,
I
I
had,
done did so many 16s. My legs are sore. I, I'm planning on moving every 6 weeks, but when
and you
I
still
move,
ain't gonna do it.
I'm gonna find a better place to put it. See my little area.
I
Isn't
do.
that cute?
It's cute.
Look at my little. I put
It's
everything in there.
oh, look at it with your look. Oh,
Yeah. So
your
I have
socks,
everything in there: the
your
shoes
bras,
and the
and your shoes.
shot glasses and the little
Pretty.
thing.
Oh, look, show them that hanger. I got all of my girls those beautiful custom hangers, and then they had their little sleep mask. You know, I try
Yeah,
to do my
the
girls
sleep
right.
mask, and
They
we
had-
had the glasses.
yes, and your sash.
Yeah. And so everything, all
Look
the
at your
things we did are in there.
perfume.
The little things from the tea party and the gift bags and the bridesmaid thing, even the little handkerchief.
Oh,
Yeah, so I want to put my invitation in there.
friend, you're
So
gonna make
when I
me
move and put it in my whatever I'm gonna put it in. Oh, you are so look at you cry, baby.
well, I'll make sure I put one to the side. I'll just have to give it to you in person. I'm scared of the mail, or I'm gonna have to send it
Girl.
UPS or FedEx or certified because baby, they play too much.
Yeah, I want to put it in there because everything that we did over the last year is in there related to it. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry. Leos are extra. We got to make a thing out of a thing. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a little. What do you call them? Shadow boxy things. And when I move, I want to put it like in one of my things, so it won't collect dust. Oh, Tay, now you're gonna make me all cry.
Look, and
Stop.
your perfume. How do you like your perfume?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I put it on my balls because
You what?
that did not that did not
Are
come
you
out
telling
right.
me something I don't know?
That didn't come out right, y'all. Soon as it came out, I heard it was like, no, that's not what you.
Look, I was sitting here like, this
I
is the
did like
wrong,
this.
this is the
What is
wrong, this is
that
this is
called?
the wrong line for that. Oh shit.
I was like,
Child.
the balls of my wrist. Isn't that what it's called? The ball of your wrist? No.
I don't know. I can say the inside of the wrist.
Where's Carrie at? She's the nurse practitioner. What is that called? The ball of your wrist. It's probably not what it's called, right? I know I'm supposed to know, but I have to put it on there because it's oil based and it carries all day, which I love. I don't have to, like you have to do the alcohol ones. I did that one day, and I swear it was on me for like 2 days, which is good. If you know about perfume, that's actually good that
Yeah.
it holds that long. So now I only have to put it on my wrist, and it's enough. I put it on both my wrists like that, and it's enough because it's oil based. You didn't tell me it was oil based, honey. That's fancy and expensive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
I
forgot to
did not know.
look, Felicia. It's oil based.
It is oil based, you guys. The perfume is oil based, and I love it. It carries. It's not overpowering, and a little bit will go a long way, which is good because I blow through. Remember that expensive one that we ain't gonna say their name on here because we don't want them to sue you. That expensive one we got in some in one of your malls. You know that real expensive one that was
Mm-hmm.
girl, I blows through them, and they what $300-400 a bottle.
Yeah,
I
like
blow
four
through
something.
them I blow through them in 2 or 3 months because you have to use so much because it's not oil based. So I love that you spent a little extra money and made it oil based so that it'll a good bottle will last a little long because the girls can't keep buying bottles every 2-3 months. You know
Yeah.
you can, but you might not want to. So it does hold it's doing really well. I like it. I enjoy it, and I thank you for it.
You're welcome. Because Leola came to the room and she was like, Somebody told me I need to make sure I get my perfume. Where is my perfume?
Yeah.
I said, Leola, it's right there in your bag. So her
Yeah.
pouch, it was right there. Do you have your
I
bride?
wish I had two though. I can't wait till they go on sale so I can get another because I have to come and get it out of my box.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in your box.
Yeah, I don't want it. I want it in my box because my box is my box.
Right, your
But when I
box.
want to wear it, I got to come down and spray it out of the box and put it back in there. I don't want to do that. I want to have one upstairs and leave that one in the box,
Well, you
because it's
can
the box.
you can keep that one upstairs and then when it's empty, you can put it in the box.
No, 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 no. It goes in the box now.
Okay.
No.
I
Just
was
let me
trying.
know when they go on sale and I will get one for upstairs. When the box is boxing, you don't touch the box. You're not supposed to keep going in the box. That's why that is upsetting me because the box has already been boxed. You saw it. Didn't y'all see it?
We saw it. We saw
It's
it.
supposed to go in there. It took me time to make sure everything hung properly and wouldn't fall off. The necklace kept fall. So if I keep going in the box, I'm gonna mess it up. So I need another one to go upstairs so that one can be undisturbed in its time capsule box.
It is super adorable. And I thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for, just for your support, for your
Oh,
friendship, for your sisterhood.
oh,
You just
that's
can't
what
replace
we
that.
do. That's what we do.
Ah, ah, ah. All right,
Ah, all
Sissy.
right. Enjoy your turkey wings. Good night, everyone. Happy
Night.
Mother's Day. Happy Sunday, and all of that jazz.
All of that jazz.
Bye bye.
Bye.